What's up, everybody? This is Brian.
And I'm Logan, and this is Tops.
Top, I'm ready for breakfast.
And this is Bottoms.
Sup, I hope I don't get banned.
And this is Dribbles. Sup, Avocados. Oh boy, I can't wait for my hat to come off the ban list. And we're Crush Cards. Hi, team. Happy Thursday, my thriving Thunder Dragon Colossuses, because you're coming off the ban list. Woo!
Welcome to yet again another episode of Breakfast in Banlist. For anyone who does not know, this is our interactive series where we talk about our ban list, wish list, and predictions all in one, and then we also open it up in the comment section down below to hear everyone else's and get the community's opinion.
Not only that, but we do it while eating breakfast. That's the breakfast part of this series. Is it breakfast time? Absolutely not. We're not awake for that anymore, but grab a coffee, grab a snack, or whatever you want, whatever time of day it is for you, and you know, join us in the joy of eating, because that's our second favorite thing next to Yugioh and sleeping. So it's our third favorite thing, but top 3, eating, sleeping, Yugioh.
Nothing brings people together more than food and Yu-Gi-Oh! So we figured we'd bring both of them together and, you know, here we are!
Basically, this whole series is just like an interactive discussion where we all kind of come together as a community and not riot and witch hunt and go after each other for every ban list discussion video, because that's all they turn into anyway. So all I ask in this series is that you please be nice to each other in the comments, be respectful, treat people the way you want to be treated, because you matter, and that goes for all of you. And I don't want to pick favorites, so be nice. Also, for my longtime sub-squad members, if you're wondering why we're dropping this a little bit early, it's because the last time, and I think the time before that we put out Breakfast and Ban List.
And the time before that.
Yeah.
3 times in a row. 3 times.
The ban list actually dropped the same day we put the video up, if not earlier. So we're really being preemptive this time. So if the ban list drops today, I don't know what to tell you, team. We're trying our best. We're putting it up.
So before we get into this video, if you guys are not already a subscriber, feel free to go down and hit that subscribe button, throw this video a like, and obviously put in the comment section down below what your ban list hot takes are.
And be nice. We also have an Instagram. It's at CrushCardsYGO. Feel free to come give us a follow if you want to interact with us a little bit more. And then we also have a super wholesome Discord community. It's absolutely popping. I'm on there all the time, and it's a great place to make new Yu-Gi-Oh friends and talk about the ban list. And then last but not least, if you want to further support the channel and all of our wild shenanigans, we do have a Patreon. It's got amazing rewards, bloopers, side deck, all sorts of cool fun stuff goes up on there. But if not, that's okay. I'm just happy you're here. Let's talk about the ban list and be very nice to each other, especially us. Please don't yell at us. We're trying.
Alright, so first off, for the banned section, I think before we even get into the banned section, we just need to have a little conversation real fast that, like, the ban list is usually what people love to, like, stir up all this drama and all these problems. Like,
free content.
Fix the format, but, like, honestly, I don't feel like this format's that bad. It's just, like, stale, quote unquote.
Like, I feel like every format gets stale at
a
point. Like the 3 weeks before the ban list comes, everyone's kind of like, oh, I'm over it. And like, that's fine. That's how everyone feels. But honestly, I don't think this format was awful by any means. Like,
and I think that, like, with the ban list happening and mixing stuff up, I think another thing that a lot of players don't really, obviously just ban list season, but like a lot of players don't take into consideration is that there's a bunch of new product coming out that has new archetypes. So if there's not a huge ban list, don't worry. There's gonna be a huge new pool of cards to come in that are actually, like, meta defining.
Yeah, the rest of the year is actually pretty gas for product, so we're really excited. But with that being said, it kind of makes the ban list a weird place because it's supposed to come no sooner than October 1st. So it's either gonna come early or on the day, but I don't think it's coming any later. I don't know. I think it's coming, team.
It's soon. I think it's real soon.
I feel it in my bones.
So with that being said, our first ban is Verte Anaconda.
Yeah.
We did an entire video on it yesterday. If you missed it, feel free to go check it out. We'll tag it up there. We're honestly not going to talk about this one a lot because we put a whole video into it.
Literally a whole video.
But, like, as far as banned cards, that's really the only one that I think needs, not even, like, doesn't even need to be banned.
Everyone has a different opinion on this, and that's okay. And like, we even said in our video yesterday, like, while we're putting Verte in the ban section, I don't think they're going to ban Verte.
I don't either.
I just think they're not going to touch any of the package because honestly, they haven't gotten their money's worth out of it, and well, that's Konami. Anyway, moving on.
A lot of people seem to want Imperial Order banned, and like, I think it's a good hit. I think it's a great call. And it's just like, it's one of those like really problematic one-ofs where like it's only problematic in certain formats. The only reason this card is extremely broken right now is because TRI-BRIGADE is playing it, and it's like basically a second win condition for TRI-BRIGADE. So like, I'm all for hitting it to hit and hurt TRI-BRIGADE. However, with the logic of like, it's really crazy, it turns off spells, like you could also say the same thing about like just banning Reboot, and then why don't we just ban, you know, like
any power one-of.
Any power one-of, exactly, like banning skill drain, something like that. Like, I understand it's frustrating because it's in the format right now, but if, let's say, you know, if we do wind up just like completely nerfing TRI-BRIGADE, is there really another deck out there that's just completely abusing the card?
No. Which is why I don't think it's getting banned.
Yeah.
I don't agree with Brian on a lot of these hits, so just know that we're two different people. Don't yell at me, yell at him. But anyway, I don't know about IO. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I play trap decks, so this doesn't really apply to me. Brian's like, IO needs to get banned. I'm like, activate Paleozoic Olenoides, pop the IO. Problem solved. Shout out to Kraus for this sick mug, by the way. Make sure you play Paleo, the best deck, and get all your stuff from Kraus, the best artist. Mwah. Moving on, and speaking of powerful one-ofs that are probably going to get banned that Brian wants to complain about, here's two more.
I'm not trying to complain about them. I'm just saying business-wise, from like a marketing standpoint, we just got Ready Fusion and we are officially now getting Cross-Out Designator. For sales purposes, it would only make sense if we saw something like Called by the Grave and Instant Fusion go to 0.
I could see Called by the Grave, but I don't know about Instant Fusion. I agree.
Don't. I don't think either of them will, but I'm just saying, like, if they popped up on the list, I'd be like, that makes sense.
Again, this is a culmination of wish list and predictions.
Yeah,
so like,
it's a conversation.
Be kind. Comment section. But I don't know. I don't know. Called by the Grave, I definitely can see getting banned. Instant Fusion, maybe. It depends on the mood they're in at Konami. I don't know what they're thinking in there. I don't know.
Do they need to be banned? No.
No.
To help promote product?
Yes. And that's what it all is at the end of the day. It's not necessarily about the player base and how they're feeling and what they think about these cards. It really does come down to how they want to market future products. So it really does come down to that. So whether we like it or not, we don't really have that choice. And that's the banned section. I know it was really small and kind of weird, and I'm sure a lot of people want like Ava banned or like maybe Ben 10, but we're going to talk about that. That's coming on the limited section, which is surprisingly very large for this ban list. I don't feel like we usually have a very big limited section, but we got a lot to talk about, so let us know what you guys think in the limited section, because there's a lot going on.
So starting off with that, speaking of Drytron, I think Ava needs to go to 1. I've been playing Drytron a lot lately. I think the deck is like relatively unfair, and I think the reason that it becomes unfair is because it has access to the Dragoon package. Like, Droll used to just kill the deck. You have cards like Droll, Nibiru, Psycho Reader, Triple Tactics Talents, Droplet, Dark Ruler No More, like so many cards that just like help you beat that matchup. But some of those cards now aren't really like FTKs like they should be because they have the Dragoon package. I think if we do honestly ban Verte, the deck is so much more beatable. And if we put Ava to 1, you don't get 4 fairies, you get 2 fairies. So you're not ending on like 8 negates, you're ending on like 3, which, like, let's be super honest, it doesn't sound fair, but that's kind of what combo decks intend to do. Yeah. So I mean, maybe I'm unrealistic, but I think banning Ava or banning Ben 10 literally just kind of makes the deck unplayable, and we're not trying to, like, demolish the deck. Yeah. We're just trying to balance everything and make them a little bit more fair.
No, I get it. I don't really necessarily think they'll ban Ava because I know there's like agent support or something going out, and I think Ava helps that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that Ava could actually be used for, so I don't also think they're gonna ban it, and they kind of limited Ben 10, which gives me the impression that they really want to keep Drytron around, and they just reprinted a bunch of stuff in the Megatins for Drytron, so again, they clearly want people to play it. They also, like, they printed Alpha as a secret rare. Like, I don't see why they would nerf the deck right now, so I don't know.
And this is the second time, well, one of two that you will hear us say this. The OCG has Ben 10 at 3. I mean, like, the OCG has Ben 10 at 3 and the deck is totally fine, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt, but, like, I don't think banning Ben 10 is gonna do much.
And we know the OCG and the TCG are apples and oranges. Trust me, we have this conversation.
Very well aware.
We have this conversation a lot on stream. We're very aware that they're very different. They're completely different play styles. They have Max C. They also have a lot of different cards that we do not have. Moving on to a deck that is not Drytron in the limited section, we're going to talk about TRI-BRIGADE, because that deck has actually been topping events unlike Drytron. So I feel like this deck is a lot more of a hot topic that people want to address. Besides IO, there are cards like Revolt and TENKI, which are cards that I do think could warrant a hit. I think TENKI is 112% going to 1.
Easily.
I don't think it's getting banned because, like, why ban TENKI? Like, I don't know, but I think 1 is like, whatever, it's at 1. Like, I feel like 1 TENKI is what's going to happen.
And most, like, powerhouse search cards are at 1. Like, you've got, like, Salome Great Circle, you've got, I don't know, Rhoda.
Yeah, it's at 1 in the OCG. So I think it's gonna be fine. But yeah, I think 1 TENKI is where it's gonna be, and I'm so glad I changed my Pure Zoo deck to not even play TENKI at all. So you know what? I don't need it.
And then the other card, as Logan said, is TRI-BRIGADE Revolt. I think Revolt is one of those cards. It is searchable. Yes, you only kind of do need like one to resolve to win, but if you only have access to one, it kind of like forces the deck building process to change because you can't play 3 anymore to hard draw it. You can't play like 3 desires to try to draw into it more. Like you have to have the actual bare room resolve. Yes, they are going to have Appaloosa on field, but there's a ton of different interactions that like, that's only the one interaction to stop it. Like there's other things you could do prior in the turn to stop them to get to Revolt, or if you do have the Revolt, you know, obviously Ghostbill is a very powerful card, so like it really just does kind of like hurt the strategy a little bit to put the card to 1. I don't know if a lot of people are like, ban Revolt.
That's not, they just made it a secret
they
rare.
They literally just printed the deck like
it is a
6 months
secret
ago.
rare in the Megaton. It's not getting banned. They will limit it. Like, guys, again, we gotta talk about marketing and cards and, you know, product. If they print a card as a secret rare in a set that comes out around the same time as the Banlist being legal, odds are they're not hitting it. So, like, Revolt is going to 1 at the most, which is fine because I think it forces the playstyle to change after turn 1 and 2.
I also think, too, when it comes to TRI-BRIGADE, the deck is extremely consistent. I played it for like 6 months, saw a ton of success with it. I don't know. And like, I think that's like, when it comes to Drytron and TRI-BRIGADE, it's really hard to figure out what you're going to actually do to hit these decks and balance them because the decks are just super consistent. The decks are very good at what they do. So you either like completely like destroy the deck and make them unplayable, or you just kind of make them a little bit less consistent and hope that that fixes the problem with the inclusion of brand new archetypes as well to help compete and spice up the meta too.
Yeah, I think the point of this ban list is not to nerf every deck, but to kind of stunt them just a little bit to see if they can adapt to it and work from there. Again, I mean, other than the Eternal format nuking, I feel like the ban list is meant to kind of shift the format in a healthy way without absolutely decimating every deck. Excluding January 2020, that was a really rough time for everybody. But yeah, I think those are the best hits for TRI-BRIGADE to make it still decent, but not absolutely useless. The next card is another card we disagree on, and I think Brian's gonna eat his words, and everyone in the comment section can call him a wild hypocrite for what the next card on the limited list is. So take it away, Bri Guy.
I personally think Mystic Mine should go to 1. I think it's just like a poor card design. I've played the deck, had a ton of success with the deck. I also think the card is extremely broken.
I like he's leaving out that he has 2 invites to Nationals with Mystic Mine Burn.
I don't know if that makes it better than my opinion is what it is, or if it makes it worse than my opinion is what it is.
I think it's both.
But I think that the deck, honestly, is like whatever, but the card itself is just really unfortunately broken. It is. Like, for Drytron matches to have like 3 Mystic Mines sometimes in the side or main, TRI-BRIGADE as well, you just slap a Mystic Mine on the board, bam, normal Azu, make a Borbo, attack, wipe the board. Like, it literally shuts off all interaction, and it sometimes just wins you games. And I'm not personally a big fan, I know a lot of the community is also not a big fan, of cards that you just like activate turn 2, and if your opponent doesn't have an out, you automatically just lose the entire game. I don't think that's fair and balanced. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm crazy, but we've had mine for over a year now. I think it's okay to let the deck actually go, let the card go to 1, and hinder the strategy a little bit.
I mean, I could see mine going to 1. I think it would be fine. It really sucks that, you know, I was like, I want to play Pure Zoo, and Brian's like, yeah, play Pure Zoo. Let's play 3 Mystic Mine. And I was like, yo, that card sucks. I'm like, but you did the deck, like. So I don't know. I'm on the different camp where like I play Zoo. I mean I play Mystic Mine. I don't feel like it's that oppressive. I feel like people out it, and frankly, I'm just outing my own Mystic Mine the following turn because I'm just gonna Zeus and clear the board anyway. So it's not staying on the field for more than a turn. It's really just to help me make Zeus and then pass. Like
I think that like, it's hard because a lot of those decks have those like interactions. It's like, oh, it just buys me a turn. But there are other decks that literally just like, as we talked about in yesterday's video for Verte, it's a crutch. They just lean on it, and that is their only win condition, and like, it just feels bad. So I think Mystic Mine to 1 makes it a little bit more fair. You still have access to it, but you're not completely just like Mystic Mine, Twin Twisters, activate Mystic Mine.
I agree. Let us know what you think, comment section on the Mystic Mine thing. We're on very different pages here, and let me know. I don't think the card's a good card for the game, but I want to play, man. Like, let me play my wacky control decks, alright? Last up on the limited list is from a deck that's been kind of power creeping over time. It's been around for a while, and well, it won a YCS very recently. Shout out to Peck.
Hey, what up, bud?
It's Prank Kids!
I do think Prank Kids have a really crazy grind game. It's neither of our favorite favorite deck to play against.
No.
It's really annoying. It's really frustrating.
Burn game.
And once again, it's another reason that mine probably should go to 1, if not 0, because, you know, like the fansies loop with mine, it just burn, burned.
Yo, I hate fansies.
It's so frustrating. They literally can just like, kill you, and it's because of mine.
They can win the game. That's OP. No.
But I think hitting the consistency, once again, if we're just being honest, we're being fair, we're trying to bring all the top tier decks down just a little bit. I think putting either Doodle or Meow to 1 is probably one of the right calls. I think Meow doesn't hurt the deck as much because once you have the 1 Meow engraved, that's it.
Yeah.
You have no more 1-card starters. You're forced to play like the resource game, and you're forced to actually have a little bit more interaction with your opponent. Whereas if we put Doodle to 1, I think that hurts the deck a little too much, personally.
I don't know. I kind of am in the Doodle hit camp. Again, we're not professionals with prank kids, so if you guys think there's a better hit, please let us know. These are just cards that we've found really problematic and that we think could be hit, so let us know. Also, I know there's going to be someone in the comment section that's like, what about Invoked and Shaddoll's, and what about Winda and Meltdown, and we didn't put them on this list, and we kind of didn't really put them on the last list. We did like half-heartedly, but this time we're just not even going to bother because I don't think they warrant any hits. Like, I know that Meltdown is really annoying. The fact that it's a spell speed 4 field spell is ridiculous. That's the only card I could ever see warranting a hit from that deck, but I don't think it's gonna happen, and I don't think Nadir Servant's getting hit either. The deck just hasn't.
You know what it is getting? Reprinted!
Wow! Yeah, I just don't think it's getting hit. I just don't. It's not doing enough. It's not causing enough disruption. Like, I just don't think it's happening. So comment section, let me know if I'm wrong, but that is why we are not addressing these cards, because I just don't think they're going to be on the list. I'm not going to waste time talking about it. Anyway, moving on. Ooh, my favorite section of the video where we talk about my Fantasyland Utopia, not number 39, but my little utopic dreamland where we talk about cards that could come off the list to 1 or some other number. This is what we like to call the definitely not happening section because it won't.
I think this is I think out of any list, this is the list where all these happen.
I feel like we've said that.
1000%.
I feel like we've said that for like the last 3.
Konami tripped up last time and brought Engage and Mirage Stalio back. So number 1.
They like copied like all 4, but then they only pasted half and they're like, we'll worry about it in October.
So this app is the other 2. Number 1, first and foremost, Harp Horror 2-1. This card, some people are scared of this card. Let me, for those of you who are scared of Harp Horror and Novorkist, allow me to share personally my absolute phobia of Sky Striker. I hate that deck. I think it's the worst deck in the world. You know what happened? Engage came to 1. You know what happened? I learned how to play around the deck, and it's actually super beatable. So if I can do it, you can do it.
It's also,
I think Harp can come off and you can be okay.
It's been like a year and a half since those decks were even like at their peak. So I think now that we've had a year and a half worth of new bonkers cards to help counter them, I feel like their power level is significantly stunted. So I think Harp coming to 1 is literally fine. Like, I know it's a really big power 1-of, but like, so is Engage. I don't know. Like,
Orcus has honestly been kind of power creep. I know we have the PK stuff back, and I know we have brand new PK support. I still don't think that makes the deck like tier 1. I think it might be like tier 1.5.
And they just reprinted Girsu in the tins as well, which I know like isn't confirmation because it's also a Mech Knight card, and you also play it in Generators, so I get it. But like, it's that little glimmer of hope that Harp can come to 1. If Harp comes to 1, I will be so excited.
Oh my god.
Harp deserves it.
You'll see an Orcus profile as the first thing on the channel.
ASAP Rocky. Anyway, moving on to my favorite card that should be on the limited list. I think it should be. I'll let you guys fill in the blanks. Let's pretend we're on Dora.
It's Pikachu!
C! Thunder Dragon Colossus! That card can come to 1. Anyone who wants to cry about it, please don't at me. I've had this argument forever, and frankly, I feel like the community has really come to a consensus.
Yeah, I think a lot of players are like,
yeah,
you know what?
Like, it's fine. Like, it's whatever. Like, and if it comes to 1 and it sucks, they'll just reban it. It's whatever. I don't think Colossus is that bad. If you didn't play in a format with Colossus, you have no grounds to make this argument. So if you didn't play in a turtle format, I don't want to hear it. Frankly, I get it. 3 is overpowered. It's ridiculous. 1 Colossus is fine. I am not going to sit here and list all the outs, but comment section, you know what to do. If you want to list every single out to Colossus, feel free, because there's plenty.
Whoever has the highest count, like the most number of like cards that can out it, will pin your comment.
Yeah, whoever puts the most outs to Colossus in a comment, I will pin it. And I will give you a cookie in the emojis because you deserve it. But Colossus is coming to 1. If he doesn't come to 1, I'm going to be sad, but it's okay. Let's play Orcus instead. But let me tell you, if Colossus comes to 1, I'm dropping everything. I'll drop everything to play him.
And Colossus to 1 is also like probably the best hit on this ban list to actually hit Drytron.
True.
So I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh my god, I'm so sick of citing and maining Droll in my deck just for Drytron. Oh, well, guess what? Why don't you just play Thunder? Because 1 Colossus literally just stops Drytron. It's a different deck that people can play. It can add versatility to the meta. It stops the other meta deck, and you don't all have to play freaking Droll and Lockbird.
It's wild.
Amazing!
You can if you want.
It's just like, people are like, oh, I don't want to play Colossus, but I also don't want to play Droll. Well, that's a you problem then. I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, we're moving on. Anyway, moving on to Unlimited. That was our Fantasyland talk, and we're gonna move on to Unlimited Land because Semi-Limited isn't even worth talking about.
Yeah.
So
I think to have the conversation real quick when it comes to Semi-Limited, once again, 2% chance, but just to address it right now, there is brand new hero support coming out in like the next month or so. This is the only ban list that Mally will move from 2 to 3. I don't think it'll move from 2 to 1. It'll probably honestly just stay at 2.
Yeah.
But to promote hero support and to promote hero sales, this is the only list that Mally could potentially go to 3. That being said, I don't think there's anything else happening in that section.
Absolutely
so
not.
Unlimited time.
Moving on to the Unlimited section. I know we left Electromite out of this list for a good reason. That card is absolutely broken. I'm really sorry, Steven. I promise I want that card to come back, but I just don't have the grounds to actually defend it. So we're gonna bring back 2 other pendulum cards for you. Bringing back SKULLCROBAT, Joker, and Double Iris Magician to 3. You can use those. Those are good.
I mean, they came back already on like the last list at like not 0. So like, I'll be super honest with everyone. We don't really know what those cards do. Hen's the best deck, so like whenever we see Pendulum, we just scoop it up anyways. So it's all right.
But yeah, I mean, we figured we'd give something to Pendulum just, you know, to help because they aren't getting Electrum back, so sorry guys. Brian didn't include this on the list, but Red MD to 3. There's no reason that card can't be at 3.
Why not?
I don't,
Sure.
Whatever. I mean, bring it to 3. There's literally no reason for it to be at anything other than 3. Like, the card sucks. But yeah, bring it to 3. Shout out Konami. Thanks. And then the last card on the list that can come to 3 that I didn't know we were actually going to talk about. What could it be, Brian?
I mean, it's just like we always like to include one of these like little ha 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 cards at the end, but like I think Raigeki can come to 3. Like Dark Hole came to 3. You've got like a bunch of these other cards. Like, who's gonna play it? No offense. Like your table 500 players, like that's fine. Once you get past round 3, like you're not gonna see 3 Raigekis.
I'm putting 3 Raigeki in my Grandmaju deck. Burn.
Yeah, I mean it's just like it is what it is. Like maybe it comes back, maybe it doesn't. I think it's a power 1-of. Like power 1-ofs in Yu-Gi-Oh are like, you know, a dime a dozen at this point. But like maybe it becomes a power 3-of. Who knows? Maybe it's not even a power card. Who cares?
I kind of would love Raigeki. I think that could be kind of hilarious. I don't know. Shout out to that. I know some people say they want Heavy Storm to 1. That's not happening. The card's insane. Eldritch would literally scream with joy.
Oh, shout out!
It's not happening. Yeah.
Shout out the list again.
Shout out to Eldritch doing the most.
And then I think that's it for our list. Oh, you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Maxi to 3.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
how could we forget the most important thing in our Banlist prediction? God, Tops really keeping us in line. What a guy, keeping us on our hoops. But that's all we got for our Breakfast at Banlist this time, folks. Make sure you let us know what you think in the comments. Be nice to each other. I swear to God, I am trying to have a wholesome family here, and if you disrupt that, I swear to God, I will not be totally awesome with you. But that's all we got for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully the Banlist doesn't come out in the next few hours or else I'll actually cry, but maybe it'll come out this week. I don't know. Let me know.
We'll be 4 for 4. Shop at Wendy's. Woo!
Woo! Shop at Wendy's. Anyway, we love you. You matter. We'll see you guys in the next video, which is probably our Banlist reaction. Bye, team!
See ya!